A general observation of the Democratic Party's current state and the upcoming 2028 presidential race indicates a dynamic period of internal repositioning. Following recent electoral challenges, many high-profile Democrats are actively working to build their national profiles and lay the groundwork for a potential presidential campaign. This early activity, often referred to as a shadow primary, is a sign of intense competition and a desire to find a candidate who can unite the party's various factions. Key players and strategy. A number of prominent figures are being discussed as potential contenders. These include governors like Gavin Newsom of California, Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan, and Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania, who have built reputations leading key states. Other names like former Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg and Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez are also frequently mentioned. The strategy for these potential candidates involves raising money for their leadership PACs, traveling to early primary states like South Carolina and New Hampshire, and using digital platforms to build a national following. These actions help them test their messaging and establish relationships with donors and party leaders well before any official announcements. Divisive issues and a changing electorate. The party is facing internal debates on how to appeal to a broader electorate. Strategists are grappling with the need to energize the party's progressive base while also winning back moderate and working-class voters who have recently shifted their support. Core issues like economic policy, immigration, healthcare, and climate change will be central to the primary debates. The candidate who successfully navigates these internal divisions and crafts a compelling vision for the country will be best positioned to lead the party in 2028. The reasons for the early start of the 2028 Democratic presidential primary are rooted in a combination of factors, including the absence of a clear incumbent, a desire for new leadership, and the need to address internal party divisions. With the Democratic Party looking to rebound from recent electoral setbacks, many see this as an opportunity to shape the party's future. The vacuum of a clear frontrunner. The most significant factor is the lack of a dominant, unifying figure. With the most recent Democratic presidential nominee no longer in the running, the field is wide open. This has created a vacuum which ambitious politicians are eager to fill. By starting early, they can raise their public profile, build a national campaign infrastructure, and establish a fundraising network before any official announcements are made. This jockeying for position is a normal part of the political process, but it's particularly pronounced when there's no clear heir apparent. Addressing internal divisions. The Democratic Party is a diverse coalition encompassing a wide range of ideologies, from progressive to moderate. Recent elections have highlighted the challenges of uniting these factions. Potential candidates are beginning their campaigns early to test their appeal across the party's different wings and to find a message that can bridge these divides. This early engagement allows them to identify key issues that resonate with voters and to build the broad-based coalition needed to win a national election. An early and crowded Democratic primary has several significant consequences for the party and the political landscape. One of the most immediate effects is the potential for internal conflict and division. A prolonged primary contest, where candidates attack one another to win over voters, can leave lasting rifts and make it harder to unite the party behind a single nominee for the general election. This can also lead to a nominee who is damaged or weakened by the primary, making them a less effective general election candidate. Another key consequence is the diversion of resources. Candidates in a shadow primary must spend large amounts of time and money on campaigning, fundraising, and building organizations long before the official primary season begins. This means they are using resources that could otherwise be saved for the general election. This extended campaign cycle can also fatigue voters and lead to a more cynical political discourse, as candidates may feel pressure to take more extreme or divisive stances to stand out from a crowded field. Finally, an early primary can favor candidates with significant name recognition and financial backing, making it more difficult for lesser-known candidates to gain traction, regardless of their qualifications. An early and competitive primary can be a double-edged sword. But there are several solutions the Democratic Party can employ to mitigate the negative consequences and strengthen the eventual nominee. Strategic party management. One of the primary solutions is for the party's leadership to take a more active role in managing the primary process. While they can't prevent people from running, they can create a framework that encourages a fair and focused debate on policy rather than personal attacks. This could involve convening town halls or debates that center on specific issues such as the economy or healthcare, forcing candidates to present concrete solutions rather than just criticize their opponents. The party could also encourage a sense of unity by emphasizing shared goals and values, and by holding candidates accountable for their rhetoric. A focus on broad-based appeal. Another solution is for candidates themselves to adopt strategies that appeal to a broader electorate. Instead of catering solely to their base, candidates should focus on issues that resonate with independent and moderate voters. This can be achieved by framing their platforms in a way that emphasizes common ground and practical solutions. For example, a candidate could talk about economic policies that benefit both working-class families and small business owners, rather than pitting one group against the other. This approach could not only help them in the general election, but also help bridge the ideological divides within the party itself.